They're off. And off stride leaving was number 3, Z Hasty One. Z Hasty One is now off stride. They trot now into that first turn, and your early leader is Seeger, and Seeger opens up on the field now by about 5 lengths. Now dropping into second, there goes Speedy Dancer. Now back to third, 2 lengths back is Yankee Jake. Followed now on the outside with a rush. Here comes Z Hasty One, now back trotting, followed by Speedy Dancer, but right, driving by that early quarter, and that first quarter went in 29-1. Up front, your leader now by a 5-length lead is Seeger, and Seeger has a 5-length lead. In second, now by 5 lengths, is Speedy Dancer. Now it's a gap to Z Hasty One, followed on the inside of horses, but right as they approach a half-mile juncture. And up front, it's Seeger now by 4 lengths, followed by Speedy Dancer in second by 5. Z Hasty One, they're halfway home. A good 59 seconds flat. Positions are now on change, and off stride now into the clubhouse turn goes Bud Wright. Bud Wright is off stride. Around that turn, as they curve into the back stretch, is Seeger, and Seeger leads the way now by 2.5 lengths. It's Speedy Dancer, quickly closing the gap in second. Z Hasty One has range on the leaders in third. It's a gap now to Yankee Jake, followed now by Waz's Connection. 3/4, a good 1:30-1. Now 3 horses are across the track from the outside. Speedy Dancer now powers up to take command, but here comes Z Hasty One. Was third, now moving second, going up right after the leader. Here they come now trotting for home. Z Hasty One is on the outside to challenge Speedy Dancer for the lead. These two as they come to mid-stretch. Z Hasty One under urging on the outside now to take command, and Z Hasty One has it at the wire. They're off. Under urging in the center of the track, there goes J Encounter for the lead, but on the inside, Little Big Cam charges through. Now they drive for position on the inside. Little Big Cam is your early pace setter. Now between horses, J.E. Encounter now charges into second. J.E. Encounter is off stride. J.E. Encounter. Now they straighten away for the quarter, and Little Big Cam is your pace setter, but on the outside of the rush, here comes My Oil Strike. 30 seconds flat the quarter, and My Oil Strike is your new leader by 2. Little Big Cam second by 2. Hula Hooper in third, 2.5 lengths. Don Raven Alex, a length and a quarter back to Count All Your Card. On the outside, that's Exazan, followed now by Broadway Scholar as they approach the half-mile juncture. And up front, your leader is Aim Oil Strike, and they're halfway home. They've reached a half a minute and 3, and My Oil Strike shows the way into the clubhouse turn. But Little Big Cam is on the inside, getting that great trip. Second, Don Raven Ajax now moving third. Second as they goes after the leader. Now they curve into the back stretch. Now they move for that third quarter. Your leader is My Oil Strike, and My Oil Strike leads now 3 parts of a length. On the far outside, now under urging 3 wide. Here comes Don Raven Ajax, another move as they move by the 3/4 mile juncture. And there goes Count All Your Card. 1:31-2 now into the far turn, and Count All Your Card is on the outside now with the lead. My Oil Strike finding to come back in second, followed on the inside of horses by Little Big Cam. Here they come, turning for home, and Count All Your Card is under urging, and Count All Your Card opens up on the field now by 2.5 lengths on the inside of horses. And there goes My Oil Strike, Don Raven Ajax. As they come to the wire, the leader is Count All Your Card. They're off. VL Snowcap hustling out for the lead, and there goes KB's Trudy on the inside. La Crida charging through. Now they dive into that first turn, and KB's Trudy is on the outside taking command. VL Snowcap Now third and moving second on the outside. La Crida now back to third. 3 lengths back to Go JLJ Go. Another 2 lengths back now to Incredible Promise. That's Barb's Love. Followed now by Jolly's Sister and Rudy's Reply by that opening quarter. They've hit that quarter 29-2. And now up front, your pace setter, VL Snowcap. Now a length, VL Snowcap shows the way a length. On the inside, KB's Trudy second. Go JLJ Go. Ranging up in third. On the outside of us, here comes Incredible Promise. La Crida now is tucked in. Followed on the outside, Barb's Love now following cover. On the outside of us, that's Rudy's Reply. Followed by La Crida, Holly's Sister. Halfway home, 101-2. Then they move into the clubhouse turn. And up front, VL Snowcap maintains the lead a length and a quarter. On the outside, it's Go JLJ Go. Racing up into second. KB's Trudy, right with the leaders in third. Down from the back of the pack and circling horses. Rudy's Reply is on a super move. Out of the turn, racing up the backstretch, and Rudy's Reply. And a shot is on the outside up to Challenge. VL Snowcap for the lead, 3/4 on the board. 132-4. Into the far turn they race. On the inside, VL Snowcap, a short lead, but Rudy's Reply is alongside a challenging second. 2 lengths back, KB's Trudy in third, and La Crida. Here they come, turning for home. VL Snowcap has the lead, cuts the corner under urging. On the inside, KB's Trudy gets through that open stretch. VL Snowcap with the lead. VL Snowcap at the wire. They're off. There goes Go to the Races between horses heading out for the lead. Now joined on the outside, St. Peter Days. They dive into that first turn, and your early leader is Go to the Races. And Go to the Races now has a length and a quarter lead. On the outside, St. Peter Days hustling up in second. Harmony Oaks Ace right with the leaders in third. Another 3 lengths back to Caman Star. Another 2 back to Broadway Country. Now on the outside, that's Flying Cadence. Followed now as they race by the quarter. Comanche Carson. That first quarter went in 27-4. And now up front, your leader entering the stretch for the first time is St. Peter Days. But on the outside, Go to the Races is an up and challenging second, and Go to the Races. Power is up to take command, followed by St. Peter Days back to second, followed now by Harmony Oaks Ace right there in third. Broadway Country is first over. 58 seconds flat. Now the race is half over. So they move into the clubhouse turn. Go to the Races has the lead now a length and 3/4, followed by St. Peter Days getting that trip in second. Harmony Oaks Ace right with the leaders in third. Broadway Country first over. Now here comes Flying Cadence on the move. Command Star needs racing room to the outside of horses as they drive now by the 3/4 mile juncture. On the inside, Go to the Races, and on the outside, St. Peter Days, 3/4 on the board. 129 flat into the far turn, and St. Peter Days now a neck on top from the back of the pack. Comanche Carson now fourth, now moving 3 wide between horses. That's Flying Cadence. Here they come, turning for home. St. Peter Days is under urging. On the outside, Flying Cadence is charging. Here comes Flying Cadence. On the inside, it's St. Peter Days. Flying Cadence is fastest of all. They're off. There goes Southern Terrific out for the lead. Any Dream Will Do. Charging up on the outside. And there goes Any Dream Will Do. And he charges up No to challenge, and Any Dream Will Do. Now a 2-length lead. Ancient Gypsy in second. Followed on the outside, Wands Gypsy now. On the outside, Make That LB Lady. Now thunders into third as they approach that opening quarter. And your early leader to that quarter is Any Dream Will Do. And Any Dream Will Do now by 2. That first quarter, 28-1. Ancient Gypsy is in second. 3 lengths back to Silent Terrific in third. On the outside, Beware of Socks is on the move. Followed on the inside of horses, LB Lady. Also on the move on the outside, Lady Dar now following cover. Followed by Wands Gypsy, Rosedale Dynasty. Approaching the half-mile juncture, Any Dream Will Do is your pace setter now by 2.5 lengths. Ancient Gypsy is getting that good trip. 58 seconds flat, now the race is half over. Any Dream Will Do leans into the clubhouse turn. Ancient Gypsy getting a good trip second. It's 3 lengths back. Silent Terrific right there in third. On the outside of horses, Beware of Socks. Now 3 wide. Here comes Lady Dar into contention on the outside as they move up the back stretch, driving for that third quarter. And your leader is Any Dream Will Do, and Any Dream Will Do shows them by 3/4. 127-4. Ancient Gypsy is in second. On the inside, it's Silent Terrific tucked in. Lady Dar tries to gain on the outside. Wands Gypsy now 3 wide. Here they come, turning for home. Any Dream Will Do has the lead now under urging. Ancient Gypsy now ducks to the open stretch, and through the stretch they come. It's Any Dream Will Do with the lead. Lady Dar is charging on the far outside. Ancient Gypsy, here comes Lady Dar. 2 horses at the wire. They're off and trotting, and there goes Holly's Lady on the inside, hustling out for the lead. Great Speed comes away. Now they drive into that first turn, and now we have 4 horses that are across the track. And on the far outside now with a rush, 4 wide. There goes Crowning Force. That Crowning Force now goes off stride. Now they curve into the box stretch, race for that early quarter, and now your leader, Great Speed, and Great Speed from the outside powers up to take command. Wondrous Woman parked on the outside second. Holly's Lady right there in third. They're by the quarter. 29-4 the quarter. Poco Hawk now a length and a quarter back in fifth. Followed now by Friday Edition. 2 lengths back to Emily Rose. Crowning Force. Entering the stretch now for the first time as they race for that half-mile marker. And up front, Wondrous Woman is your leader by 2. Followed by Great Speed, getting that good trip second, a length and a quarter back. Holly's Lady in third, 1:01. Now they splash into that clubhouse turn. Wondrous Woman leads the way. Great Speed follows her every move in second. On the inside, Holly's Lady has range on the leader's third. Now Poco Hike joins the leaders on the outside and is coming on. Friday Edition now takes to the outside, followed by Emily Rose Crowning Force. Midway up the back stretch, it's still Wondrous Woman, your leader a length and a quarter. Now 3/4 on the board, 1:31 and 2 into the far turn they race. Wondrous Woman, now your leader on nose, as Poco Hank moves up on the outside, a challenging second. Poco Hank with a rush, now to challenge and take command. Here they come, turning for home, and Poco Hank is on the outside, your new leader. Friday Edition moving right with him on the outside, and further out, Holly's Lady is coming on. Poco Hank with the lead. Now there's 3 horses at the wire. They're off. On the inside, there goes EA's Pride hustling out for the lead. Now joined by Judy's Jackpot. And further out, Horace T. They move now for position. And EA's Pride has a 2-length lead. Judy's Jackpot holds on the inside in second. Now Rough getting on the outside, and off stride goes Horace T. Approaching now that early corner, it's EA's Pride in command now by 2. Judy Jackpot in second by 2, followed by Lance's Leader in third. Now 2 lengths back to Studley Doolittle. 9, and they're by that first quarter in 29-2. And up front, EA's Pride is your pace setter, and Judy Jackpot holds on the inside in second. From further out, here comes Studley Doolittle on the move now, first over. Now back to fourth. That's Lance's Leader, and another 3 lengths back to Duke Tomato. 3 lengths back, Jake's Jesse, followed now by Horace T. And that half 59-4. Now they move into the clubhouse turn, and it is a battle for the lead as Studley Doolittle is on the attack, taking command. EA's Pride holds on the inside in second. Now 5 lengths back, Judy's Jackpot right with the leaders in third. Now to the outside, Lance's Leader is on the move. They race up the backstretch as they move by 3/4. 3/4 on the board, 128-2, and Studley Doolittle leans into the far turn. Now 4 on top. On the inside, EA's Pride under urging in second. Lance's Leader 3 wide fourth. Now moving into third around the final turn. It's Studley Doolittle, your leader. Here they come, and down the stretch they go. Studley Doolittle is your leader, and it's opening up the lead now with every stride. A late move by Jake's Jesse. Studley Doolittle, Jake's Jesse at the bar. They're off. Off stride leaving. Lake Hills Joanne. Lake Hills Joanne now is off stride. There goes Best of Wolf. Hustling through on the inside, and Best of Wolf is your early leader. On the go second. HS Truly Scrumptious now comes away into third. There goes Ms. J. Revrack. Hustling up on the outside. Now looking to drop in. Now on the outside. Here comes a line as they approach that early quarter, and it's a battle for the lead. And now your leader by the quarter is on the go, and on the go takes him by the quarter, 29-4 that first quarter. Now on the outside, here comes HS Truly Scrumptious moving into second. Best of Wolf now tucked in third. On the outside, Lady Cindy following cover. Now tucked in is Ms. J. Revrack. Aligned now moving to the outside. Saluki, my dear. Lake Hill Joanne back pacing but trailing the field. Now as they move by the half, on the go, your pace setter HS Truly Scrumptious alongside second. 101-2. Now the race is half over. Now they drive into the clubhouse turn, and up front, positions are unchanged. On the inside, that's on the go. On the go, a short lead. Here comes Aligned. 3 wide now. 3 horses are across the track. They curve into the backstretch. Less than a half mile to pace in the race. On the inside of horses, that's on the go. Aligned on the attack, and here comes Aligned. Now with a rush to challenge and take command. On the go, followed by HS Truly Scrumptious. 3/4, 131-4. Into the far turn they race, and Aligned is opening up the lead now with every stride. On the go is second from far back. On the outside, it's a Saluki, my dear. Here they come, and down the stretch they go. And Aligned has the lead, and Aligned opens up now at least a 5-length lead. On the go in second as they hit the wire. It's going to be all Aligned tonight. Number 7. They're off. There goes Blizzard Baby out for the lead on the inside. Broadway Rocket charging through, and Broadway Rocket wins the race to the top. Blizzard Baby alongside a challenging second, Mertz Flirt, right with the leaders in third. 2 lengths back to Cindy's Hope. Now 4 lengths back to Belle of My Dream. On the inside, Jake Sugar, Be My Little Baby. trails the field as they drive by that opening quarter. Your leader is Broadway Rocket. 29 seconds flat for that early quarter. Broadway Rocket is your leader a length and a quarter. Blizzard Baby in second a length. Mertz Flirt closing the gap in third. Now Mertz Flirt takes to the outside, followed now by Cindy's Hope. Now they enter the stretch for the first time and drive for the half. Broadway Rocket, your leader, but here comes Mertz Flirt, and Mertz Flirt alongside the leader on the inside of horses. Blizzard Baby is saving ground. 59-2. Now the race is half over. They splash into the clubhouse turn. Broadway Rocket is on the inside, now a length. On the outside, Mertz Flirt, still trying to come on in second. Blizzard Baby right there in third. On the outside, here comes Cindy's Hope, followed on the inside of horses by Be My Little Baby. To the outside, Bell of My Dream is on the move. Now they race up the backstretch, and as they drive by three quarters are on the board in 129. They swing into the far turn. Broadway Rocket, now a nose on top between horses. Mertz Flirt second, Jake Sugar now three wide and third. Here comes Jake Sugar with a rush. Here they come, turning for home. Jake's Sugar is on the extreme outside. On the inside, Broadway Rocket. These two fighting now for the lead. Between horses, Mertz Flirt is trying to come through. They're coming to the wire. Broadway Rocket, two horses at the wire. They're off. Sweet Carrie on the inside, hustling out for the lead. Between horses, Tammy's Silhouette, three wide. Nuclear Missile into the turn they race. Sweet Carrie is on the inside, but on the outside, Nuclear Missile now drops in second. Sammy's Silhouette in third now by 4 lengths. Followed on the inside of horses by Harmony Oaks Jan as they straighten away up the backstretch. Race for that opening quarter. Your leader is Sweet Carrie at the quarter, and that first quarter, 29-1. Sweet Carrie, your pace setter by 2.5 lengths. On the inside, Nuclear Missile second, Miss Maggie B charging to the outside. Also on the move on the outside, here comes No More Blues. Now tucked in, Sammy's Silhouette. Harmony Oaks Jan takes to the outside of horses, followed now by Miss Maggie D. Lake Hills Susie on the outside. Dance Softly as they drive now for the half-mile juncture. It's a battle for the lead with Sweet Carrie and Lake Hills Susie. 101 and 2. They make the 101 and 1. Into the clubhouse turn they race, and Sweet Carrie maintains the lead. Lake Hills Susie is up on the outside, a challenging second. Followed on the inside, Nuclear Missile right there in third. No More Blues now following cover. On the inside, it's Sammy's Silhouette. Harmony Oaks Jan takes to the outside as they drive now by the 3/4 mile juncture. And as they drive by 3/4, we have a new leader, Lake Hills Susie. 131 and 2 for the 3/4. Lake Hills Susie has the lead and opens up now by 3. Sweet Carrie in second. No More Blues and Nuclear Missile. Here they come, turning for home. Lake Hills Susie cuts the corner under urging, and Lake Hills Susie now has a 6-length lead. It's No More Blues into second, but it's all Lake Hills Susie at the wire. Here they come. They're off. Golden Age on the inside, hustling out for the lead. Lady Barea between horses in second. Gravel comes away into third as they drive now into that first turn. And Golden Age benefits from the inside. Lady Barea in second, now like Thunder Quarter. Gravel right with the leaders in third, followed in the turn by First Pot of Gold in fourth. And now to the outside of horses, here comes Gravel. Gravel is on the move. Then comes Quaker Shaker, followed on the inside. What a Clear Power Packet. 29 and forward now that first quarter. From the outside with a rush, Gravel is your new leader by 2. Golden Age right there in second by 2. Lady Berea right with the leaders in third. First Pot of Gold followed now by Quaker Shaker. 3 lengths back to What a Claire as they head now by the half-mile juncture. And Gravel is your pace setter. Halfway home, 59 and 3. Gravel into the clubhouse turn. Golden Age is getting a great trip second. Lady Berea right with the leaders in third. Lady Berea now takes to the outside, followed on the outside by Quaker Shaker. First Pot of Gold. Now they curve into the box stretch. Less than a half mile the pace in the race. And your leader on the inside is Gravel. Lady Berea is on the attack. Here comes Lady Berea alongside Gravel for the lead. 3/4, 130 and 2. Into the far turn, Gravel on neck on top. It's Lady Berea alongside a challenging second. Golden Age is waiting for that open stretch. Followed on the outside, Quaker Shaker and First Pot of Gold. Here they come now turning for home. Gravel cuts the corner under urging. Golden Age sprints to the inside. Look at him fly. Here comes Golden Age, fastest of all. Number 1, Golden Age, the winner. Number 3, Gravel was second. Number 2, Lady Berea third. Number 6, Quaker Shaker was fourth.